Hi there, my name is Candace and this is video 3 in my new witchcraft series. So basically I am here to just talk about my thoughts on things related to witchcraft, spirituality, learning, reading in and around the history and the practice, the theories of witchcraft and magic. So if you would like to join me on this journey, feel free to subscribe and click the like button down below if you think you're gonna like this, or watch it and then decide to like it. I don't care. It's fine. But anyways, this is more of a space for me to do kind of commentary and just talk about my current stance on things. I consider myself a budding witch, not a baby witch. I'll talk about that in the future. I have something planned. So I am still really coming into my own on this, even though I've been learning and reading for years on years, but I don't feel yet strong enough in any one certain aspect to be able to teach. I would love to at one point, but right now I'm just trying to catalog my journey through this and yeah, have a place to talk about these things that are very interesting to me. If you see me looking over in this direction, it's because I have a laptop over here with my notes, and that's how I plan out these videos. I just have like an outline. So today's video is basically going to be magic for the wandering mind. So as someone who has a lot of ADD, ADHD type symptoms, I am not diagnosed for one reason or another. Doesn't matter, that's my business. But as someone who has a lot of those symptoms, it can be difficult, especially when things like meditation and visualization and quieting the mind are so important. And especially when you have those types of mental barriers and also anxiety, like, come on, man, like, how are we supposed to do this? And it almost felt for the longest time that this was just something that wasn't for me because of my mental and emotional barriers to being able to do those things like meditate, quiet the mind, intention setting, and visualization. I still have a really hard time with visualization. It is getting better. But yeah, so I wanted to share just some of the tips that over the past, I would say 10 years of me trying to figure this out, that have helped me. And the bottom line up front, don't try to fight what is calling your attention, because no matter what, that is not going to go away. So if you have got something that is just constantly on replay in your brain when you're trying to meditate, when you're trying to be quiet, when you're trying to put all of your intention on this one candle, but your mind keeps going to somewhere else, let it go there for a moment, think it through, and then come back. That's honestly the best way. So something that I've found, and this is not just in magical working, this has helped me in studying and getting any sort of task done, whether it be around the house, work related, use your phone, use your timer. So a lot of the time, if I have my phone set up and I give myself 5, 10, 30 minutes, however much time I need to complete a task, and I set a timer on my phone for that allotted time, and I tell myself, you will focus on this for this amount of time, and you don't have to worry about how much time it's taking you. You are just going to do this for 30 minutes, for an hour, for 5 minutes, however long it takes. Then you're going to be able to focus more intently on that, because you know that in 5 minutes you can go back to watching a YouTube video, checking your email, and playing a game somehow all at the same time. So give yourself that allotted time. Now, if you are using your phone instead of something else like a timer, I like to go ahead and put do not disturb on, just so that I am not tempted by text messages, emails, notifications that come through during that time frame. So I do like to set the do not disturb on. And then this is the most important thing. And I know some people will disagree with this. Check every single thing that could possibly drive your attention away from the task at hand. Email, social media, whatever. I thought I put a third thing on the list, but I didn't. Whatever it is that like has to get your attention, or that you may go into meditation and it's like, oh, I wonder what emails I got throughout the night. I wonder if I got any text messages. I wonder if anyone commented on that thing that I posted, on that question that I posted in our group. Go ahead and check that stuff. If you wake up and you're already running like crazy with these thoughts, sitting in meditation for 5 to 10 minutes may not help you. For some of us, it's just pushing that off, and we're not going to be able to focus on our meditation, on our intention setting, on our visualization, because we're so focused on what else is going on. So sometimes it helps me to actually go through and just clear through all of those tasks, then maybe watch a witchy YouTube video to kind of get my mind in the right direction, or a witchy show, or a witchy movie. Like, honestly, I had to sit down and film all of these videos before doing my own weekly spiritual practice, because I know that during my spiritual practice, I'm just going to be running through and rehearsing what I want to say for these videos, and not being intentionally sitting in silence and in meditation. So do what you need to do in order to free your mind of all of the distractions. Set a mantra to help get your mind back on track. My favorite one is here, inhale here, exhale now. So here, now. And that just gets me back into the mindset of being present in the present moment. I don't like using the same word twice in one sentence, but oh well. Another one, depending on what your intention, what your practice, what your ritual or meditation session is on, inhale love, exhale kindness. Inhale I, inhale am. Inhale healing, exhale light. Did I say inhale I, inhale am? I meant inhale I, exhale am. So finding 2 words, especially like single syllable words, that really fit the intention of what you're doing in that moment can be such a wonderful way. Like, I already, like, just doing that, I feel so much more relaxed. But just doing that to get you back into whatever it is that you were doing. It's not something that you have to do for the whole 5, 10, 15 minutes of meditation, but just having that is like, okay, this is how I get back into that headspace, is a wonderful tool. Mantras, love them. So this is a me thing, but here's a third tip. Having water, tea, juice, whatever it is, wine, whiskey, whatever it is that you drink to quench your thirst, having that nearby, oh my gosh. So for whatever reason, when I am doing spiritual practice, meditation, doesn't matter, I always get thirsty. Like the minute that I sit down and I'm like, okay, let's be one with the universe, I am immediately thirsty. So it is imperative now that I keep a water bottle or a glass of water. I typically stick with water, but use whatever quenches your thirst. Having that nearby. So I will start with that just to like have it, just to feel as though my thirst has been quenched, and then go into my meditation. So on the lines of that, if being thirsty is not your thing, if you always find like, oh, I've always got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I always feel like my hands are sweaty. Oh, I always feel like my hands are dry. I need lotion. Whatever it is that you notice is your thing that is always like bringing you back into the physical world, into your physical body rather than your spiritual body, just get into a habit of addressing that, being proactive about it before it becomes a thing. So I could like see the dry hands, the achy, you know, if sitting in a certain position is not good, figuring out your positioning, just being proactive about those things, super helpful. So back to the physical body, checking in on your body is very important. Maybe you've gone a little bit slouched, just doing teeny tiny micro movements to get back to your seated position. A lot of the time when I'm sitting in meditation, I'll like start to feel a slight tinge, and a slight tinge in my back, and it's because I have rounded over and I'm no longer sitting up straight. So like that immediately will like start to take me out of the meditative state that I'm in, and I have to like force myself not to, and I have to just force myself to do these tiny, teeny, tiny micro movements and allow myself to get there in time. And then also just like focusing breath, prana, whatever, to that area of the body, super helpful. So if that's something that typically like gets your attention, like, oh, my knee always hurts, first of all, find a way for you to sit where your knee doesn't hurt. If you need to prop something, if you like need to sit another way, if you need to stand, if you need to walk, whatever it is, if there is a certain part of your body that is always hurting, get in tune with that part of your body and figure out what you need to do about it. This is a big one. Do not judge yourself for getting sidetracked or distracted, because everyone does. Everyone gets sidetracked and distracted. When I was going through yoga teacher training, one of our instructors, like our main one, she was talking about how she was going through meditation and training at the time, and her cat would just like walk by, and her meditation teacher would be like, just allow yourself to pet the cat, allow the cat to walk by, and that's it. So it's like, I feel like that story, when she told us that, it was one of those, you're supposed to get distracted. Things are going to happen no matter what. If I start meditating, there will be lawnmowers going off. There will be helicopters flying by. My cat will start running through the apartment like a psychopath. No matter what, there is always something going on. I led a yoga session in the park one time, and as we went into Shavasana at the very end, where you just like lie there, it's corpse pose, it's amazing. Literally as soon as we laid down and got into like the yogic sleep sort of state, a freaking train went by right there next to the park, and it was like, of course. So it's one of those things where there is always going to be something to distract you. It's all about how you get back from that, and your mantras are a good way, refocusing on your intention is a good way. Find your way. But just know, it's nothing about you. You're going to get distracted, and that's fine. It's because you're a human. Next bit, the sixth tip that I have, it's got like multiple parts. Yeah, so bear with me, I'm going to be looking off a lot. So give yourself a general, nope, that's not it. So be flexible with your practice and do things that excite you. If meditation is not your thing, it's not your thing. If full moon ceremonies are not your thing, it's not your thing. For me, astrology, not super my thing, so I don't do it. Make a specific plan, and this is for me, I'm a planner, but if I make a specific plan that is quick and easy, I don't feel like it's a huge undertaking. Like, I know exactly the steps that I have to do. I've already thought through everything. I've taken the time to think through it. So now all I have to do is follow my plan. And that's it. And that's like a huge weight taken off of my shoulders in the moment so that I can just focus on exactly what needs to be done. So this is kind of how I get myself into a magical, spiritual mode. I like to do lots of little things. So rather than doing a full 1 hour ritual, or meditating for a full hour, which I know a lot of people do, I will do an accumulation of all of these things, or some of these things. Or I may do one thing one day, two things another day. But these are just ways that I will like piece shorter activities together to make up an entire magical morning, day, routine, what have you. Some ideas of things to do: read a chapter or section of a book that is related to what you have going on, what you want to do. Watch a YouTube video related to your practice. Again, we're trying to keep things in the idea of what it is, your intentions that you're doing. Like if it's Monday and I know I'm going to do my weekly card draw, then I might watch a video on tarot or on intention or manifesting. That makes sense in my head. It may not to you, but it makes sense to me. So the next thing is a 5 to 10 minute meditation session. I'm very big about shorter meditation sessions, building up to larger meditation sessions. I started out with 5, worked up to 10, and now I'm at 15. So, but I think that it's good to break them up. So I might do a 5-minute meditation at the beginning, and then I will switch to doing a 10-minute meditation later on. And then I'll do like little ones here and there just to try and keep my mind in the space, but allowing myself to come out for a break just because it is difficult for me. Quick cleansings, candle spells. Now some candle spells, if you're using like a proper pillar candle, I should have brought one out with me. Oh well, if you're using like a tall pillar candle, it can take a much longer time. You may want to sit with your candle the whole time. I personally don't. I keep it going and I keep looking at it, but I'll sit with it for like 5-10 minutes and then I'll step away and let the candle do its business. If you have a chime candle, I actually did a spell with a chime candle last night where I was pushing my intention into it, my energy into it, the entire time that it was burning. Holy mother, that was exhausting. But yeah, it was something where I could like no joke focus on. It was a crazy experience. I love chime candles for that purpose because they are much quicker, and yeah. Nature walks are obviously great for people who have attention issues because birds are flying by, you can listen to the wind through the trees, you can listen to kids playing if there's a park nearby. There's just so much to catch your attention, and honestly I feel like that's the purpose of it, is to become attuned to all of these things in nature. The water rustling through the creek or the lake, wherever you're at. So nature walks, amazing. Painting your nails. Okay, so I love painting my nails, and like when I'm putting on a specific color, I want that color to just like resonate with me for whatever my purpose is at the time. So that's like very personal to me. Let me know if you also find painting your nails to be a spiritual practice. Maybe it's just me. And then there are other mundane activities that you can make magical. I'm going to create a video on some of the unique ways that I do this. I think I'm recording that one next. So stay tuned for that. It will come out on Wednesday. But yeah, those are my tips for, like, what was this? Magic for the wandering mind. So let me know if this is something that you deal with, and if there are any tips that you like to share in the comments below. I would love to hear what you do. I am always willing to take advice for myself, because it can be very difficult when you have anxiety, when you have crazy racing thoughts. So yeah, let me know what you thought. If you liked this video, go ahead and click that like button, and thank you so much for joining me, and have a magical day.